Hello, my name is Arethia Brooks, and welcome to my channel here at Essentials to a Journey. And in today's topic of discussion, we will be discussing Ayurvedic Doshas as a form of self-care. But before we get into today's topic of discussion, I'd like to introduce myself. I am an author, blogger, mindset and self-care coach, as well as an entrepreneur. So if it is your first time here, welcome to my channel, and if you are returning, welcome back. So let's go ahead and get into today's topic of discussion on Ayurvedic Doshas as a form of self-care. Before we discuss the topic of Ayurvedic Doshas as a form of self-care, I'd like to first just explain to you a little bit about what Ayurvedic Doshas are. So Ayurveda, it's knowing how the environment interacts with our mind, our body, and our spirit. And the doshas are basically made up of 5 elements that come together to form the energies. And what these energies are, it includes the fire, air, water, earth, as well as space. So that is the basis of what Ayurvedic dosha is. And what we will be doing is we will be examining each dosha in regard to self-care. So we will be looking at what this looks like, what each dosha look like within your body when it is out of balance, and how you can begin to bring that back into balance, how you can use it as a way to self-care. So there are 3 doshas, and the first one we will be discussing is Vata. And what Vata is, it's basically you may feel cold and a little bit ungrounded when unbalanced. So what this may look like is we all have those friends, or maybe you may self-identify with this, of someone that just feels cold all the time. I know from personal experience, I have moments throughout the year, and it's random, where I just feel really cold. Either my hands or my feet get really cold. I'm really cold. Sometimes it may be an imbalance of iron, but sure enough, I feel cold. So maybe you, again, self-identify with this, or you may know that or have that friend that's always cold, the coldest one in the room all the time. Well, again, this is, it leaves you feeling ungrounded and unbalanced. But the best way that we can start to self-care with Vata is we can either visit a steam room, we can allow ourselves to sit and soak up the sun. I know personally I love sitting in steam rooms, so if you have access to a steam room, this is great. And sitting in the sun is also super grounding. And so if you have access to a park, if you have access to being outdoors, going outside somewhere and just getting yourself grounded, you can either also put your feet in the ground, or you can sit on a bench and allow the sun to kind of penetrate you and allow it to bring you back into balance. So this is a way that we can even out and rebalance that Vata energy. So the second dosha that we will discuss as a form of self-care is Pitta. And what this may feel like in your body is a feeling of being really hot and overwhelmed. Apologize for any noise that you guys may be hearing. I think that's my downstairs doorbell, but we'll keep going. So what you will be experiencing with Pitta, again, is feeling really hot and overwhelmed. And I know maybe you, again, may self-identify with this, or maybe you have a friend that is always hot, and that friend is just always sweating profusely. Maybe you sweat profusely and you just cannot seem to cool your body down. Well, the best way that you can self-care with Pitta energy is you can either allow yourself to experience cryotherapy. You can sleep in cooler temperatures. I know for me personally, I self-identify more with Pitta, especially at night. My body tends to run extremely hot. And so I have to open the windows regardless of what time it is during the year. It could be winter, spring, summer, it doesn't matter the season. My body just generates a lot of heat. And it could also be a way of releasing whatever my body needs to release. But the Pitta energy you feel extremely hot and overwhelmed. And again, the best way to cool off is through cryotherapy. If you have access to a cryo machine, or you have access to anyone that may have this type of luxury, any type of spa experience with cryotherapy, utilizing this would be great. And having another way to balance this out or to self-care with this would be having a cold beverage. Maybe you want to add a few ice cubes to your beverage. You can leave everything in the refrigerator or the freezer overnight or throughout the day to just allow yourself to cool off with the cool beverage. So this is what Pitta energy feels like, and this is the way that you can self-care with it. Now, our third and final way or dosha that we'll discuss and look at as a form of self-care is the kapha. And kapha, with this, you maybe have the feeling of being filled with water and lots of earth. And this feels unbalanced, and it also may make you feel a little bit lethargic. I don't really know if I can say that I self-identify as a kapha, but maybe there are people, and maybe you self-identify with this type of energy running through your body. But when I think of kapha and I think of being filled with water, I essentially think about emotions. You know, when we look at the moon is typically moon and water. For me, for whatever reason in my mind, they seem to kind of play into one another. So just having that experience of water, I think of a lot of emotions. So maybe you or someone you know may be experiencing extreme emotions. This could look like crying or being overly excited about something. And one of the best ways that we can tend to this dosha as a form of self-care, the way that we can self-care and utilize self-care with this dosha is by visiting maybe you want to visit an area that's a little bit more hot, or dry, a dry area or environment. And this dry area could be you visiting Arizona. Arizona, I know, is a dry, hot state. You can also, if you have access to a spa facility, visit a sauna. Saunas are great. I love saunas, especially in the winter time. Another way that you can self-care with this is by having hot ginger and tea. And this is a great way to just kind of cool things off and bring you back into balance and get you at that more balanced level when balancing and thinking of balancing the kapha energies. So these, again, are all three doshas that we want to consider when it comes to Ayurveda as well as self-care. And to just recap these doshas, the first dosha we discussed is Vata, the second one is Pitta, and the third is the Kapha. And if you are experiencing any of these doshas, do yourself a favor and allow yourself the self-care that you need, because self-care is so essential to our overall well-being. It's essential to our mind, our body, and our spirit. So I want to say thank you for being here with me and learning ways to self-care through Ayurvedic doshas. If this information has been helpful to you, please like, share, and subscribe. And also feel free to share this with someone that you may be that may be experiencing an imbalance of this. And again, if you are experiencing any type of Ayurvedic imbalances, feel free to come back to this video, save it to your playlist, and just kind of go over the information here that we've discussed and find creative ways that you can allow yourself to bring more balance into your body. So again, thank you for being here with me, and I wish you so much love and light on your mindset and self-care journey. Until next time, peace, light, and so much love.